channels, whether it's on YouTube or it's on X or it's on Facebook, and you can get in on the conversation. And I'm happy to chat with you or respond to a comment, whichever way that is. I don't know what else to say except that you wish that that they could play these games at home, right? They could play all these games at home. I got a text from my good friend Chris. I don't know, a couple innings into the game, he says Major League Baseball is going to petition, or they're going to petition Major League Baseball to play all these games at home. And then I walk back in the back of the press box, and somebody comes in and says, hey, they're going to petition Major League Baseball to play all these games at home. They were all thinking the same thing. You wonder why there's such a stark difference, though, right? Why is there such a contrast to playing at home and playing on the road? Because it's been just that, such a stark difference. They're now 10-4 when playing at home this year, and they're 2-11 when playing on the road this season. That's the difference, playing at home, playing on the road. And yes, you've had some bullpen issues, but like, that's the same bullpen guys. You're not going to always have your top three guys, right? Now they've made a move, obviously, with Fernandez going down, Riley O'Brien coming up. We saw him briefly this afternoon. We saw him come in and just finish off that seventh inning. But it shouldn't be this kind of difference, right? Home and road. So you hope that at least at some point that is going to level out. Because I've said it before. Well, I don't need to say it, because you can look and see this is a good offense. And starting pitching-wise, as I mentioned, if you heard the network show, you're getting length from these starting pitchers. You're getting quality starts from these starting pitchers. So you're getting your starters going 6 innings or into the 6th, and they're not walking batters. So these are competitive starts. You're not worried about the starters, they're making it too hard on the bullpen because they're just leaving too much to get covered. That's not the case. But you've got now 2 blown saves by Ryan Helsley. Today, obviously, he gets the win out of it. It's just about performing in some of those
cases where you're not getting that performance.
In other cases, you certainly haven't gotten it as much on the road, because there's been the good starts have happened on the road. The offense has been there on the road, but you don't have the results to show for it. And in a lot of those cases, it's because the bullpen hasn't done its job on the road. And that's the worry there. 10-4 start at home. That ties the best start at home since 2019. 2019 was also 10-4 to start the season at home. The Cardinals are one of just 3 teams in Major League Baseball now that have a positive run differential, but a losing record. The Brewers are one of those teams. In fact, the Brewers came into today plus 12 and have a losing record. Obviously, that after today they're 13-15. But plus 12, the Cardinals came into today at plus 3, and now they'll be plus 4, and they have the losing record at 12-5. The Tampa Rays are the other team in baseball now that has a positive run differential and a losing record. Again, tells you they're scoring enough runs on most nights that they should have more wins than
they currently do,
more overall wins than they currently do.
And again, I hope that's something that sort of
finds its way towards the means here, whatever that looks like, whether it's picking up a couple more. It's likely picking up a couple more wins on the road, right? As you get more into this, that these things start to balance out. It doesn't mean you start losing home. That's not what I meant at all. So you want to see those road wins kind of pick up here. But again, if you want to get on the conversation, please give me a call, 314-436-7900. I'm happy to chat about this. Hit us up on the comments. That's the easiest way to do it. If you're watching us on Facebook, if you're watching us on X, anywhere that you might be checking this out, just drop a comment right there. I can see it. I can address it. Or you can hit me on Twitter, on X, whatever you care to call it, at Joe Pott on air. And I will be happy to respond to that as well. I think it's been good to see the starters do what they are doing. I think that is something that you have to think about coming into this season. Of course, the questions were where the win, where the hit's going to come from, where the offense going to come from, and that's been largely answered this year. That's been probably, I would say, the least of your worries this year is the offense. Where is the offense coming from in 2025. And that is what we were talking about going into 2025, especially when you lose a former MVP in Paul Goldschmidt. Now, granted, it was not a good offensive season for him last year. By the way, if you haven't looked, he's off to a great start this year with the New York Yankees. But then you look around and you see what some of these guys are doing in this Cardinal lineup, and you see what a table setter like Lars Nootbaar is doing at the top of this lineup. I think that's made a big difference. He got another game leadoff walk here this afternoon, which means he has 10, which extends his major league record in the months of March and April as far as game leadoff walks. So that is really setting the tone. And then you're getting those bigger hits more often than not. Yes, we're still talking about some games that you are not hitting as well with runners in scoring position, but more often than not, it's been much better. Today was 4 out of 9. The Cardinals were 4 out of 9 hitting with runners in scoring position. So that part has really settled itself down. You're doing much better. The offense doing much better. So again, the offense has not been a big question in this one. It has been more about just finishing some of those games, specifically finishing some of those games on the road. In fact, John Rooney just hit me up talking about how that opponent's last at bat has really hurt the Cardinals, and that goes back to the bullpen not being able to answer the call more often than not. As John put it, the margin of error, it's narrow, and that's been pretty consistent over the last few years, right? That margin of error is very, very thin. And when you're a team that's not going to blow people out, that's probably the case. That margin of error is very thin, and it's been very thin. But it has been that last at bat. Think about that Atlanta series. Think about that New York Mets series. It has really, really hurt the Redbirds this year. And then here today, you get one of your own in the last at bat, as the Cardinals do it walk-off style with Nolan Arenado. What's on Deck is brought to you by Chesterfield Fence and Deck. The sign you have the very best, chesterfieldfence.com. What's on deck? Well, that would be a one-time Cardinal coming in here tomorrow. Jose Quintana. He started the game one of the playoffs in 2022 after the Cardinals acquired him in a trade at the trade deadline. He's going to bring a sub-1 ERA into the ballpark tomorrow. He is 3-0 with a .96 ERA. He'll make the start tomorrow. He'll go up against Eric Fedde. Eric Fedde has got a .333 ERA, a 1-2 record for the Cards right-hander as he makes the start tomorrow as the Cards try to sweep this series, sweep this short homestand. They're going back out on the road after this homestand. They've got a series at the Cincinnati Reds. So sweep this brief homestand, this series with the Milwaukee Brewers, and then go about trying to turn things around on the road. That's where the Redbirds are at. That's what's on deck. Tomorrow it'll be a 1:15 first pitch, and it is a 12:20 pregame show here on KMOX and on the rest of the Cardinals radio network. If you missed it in the pregame show, we had a lot talking about the former Cardinals general manager, Walt Jocketty, and I just wanted to touch on it again before we get out of here, because what an impact Walt Jocketty made on this organization and the things that he led this team to. 7 postseason appearances, 6 division titles, 2 National League pennants, and, of course, the 2006 World Series. He brought Tony La Russa here to manage. He acquired Mark McGwire, Jim Edmonds, Scott Rowland, Chris Carpenter, Larry Walker, Jason Isringhausen. He had the trade that brought you Adam Wainwright. He drafted or oversaw the draft of Yadier Molina and Albert Pujols. He passed away today. He was 74. We share the Cardinals in sending our condolences to his family and friends as Walt Jocketty passed away. It was good to hear a little audio from him in the pregame show today. It was good to hear the guys in the booth, John Rooney and Rick Horton and Mike Claiborne, offered their perspective on the career and what Walt Jocketty meant to the Cardinals, but also meant to baseball. Big thanks to the voice of the Cardinals, John Rooney, to Rick Horton and Jim Jackson upstairs in the booth here this afternoon. Thanks to Kyle Sixta. He's in the booth, but also big help getting us post-game audio as well. Thanks to Ben Boyd, and Daniel Hinkamp has been in the KMOX studio, keeping us in line and on time all afternoon. I'm Joe Pott. I'll talk to you again tomorrow on the pregame show. It'll be a 12:20 start, and then we'll have a first pitch of 1:15 here as the Cardinals try to sweep the Brewers in this 3-game series here at Busch Stadium. They do it today, walk-off style. They win it 6-5 on the Arenado walk-off. I'm Joe Pott. Keep it right here on your home of the Cardinals, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
1120 AM, 1041 FM, and streaming on the Odyssey app. KMOX is with you, however you listen, wherever you listen.
Welcome back to the Business of Family Business. I'm Debbie Monterey. Kevin Short of Clayton Capital Partners is my co-host, and our guest today is Mark Trudeau of Blue Haven Pools. And Kevin and I in the first segment we peppered Mark with questions because I don't have a pool, but Kevin does. I've always wanted one. I imagine there have been a lot of changes over the years. You've